Hello, everyone. This is Clarity Chair Yoga, and I want us to think about doing our poses tonight with clarity. Um, Focus on what you actually want to envision that your poses look like. And instead of trying to think of what someone else's poses might look like or what yours have looked like in the past, we're just going to be in the here and now moment. And I am TJ, Terry Jean. So I hope that you have some kind of a little stretchy band. If you don't, you don't have to, but if you want more resistance, you can put this around your ankles when we do some leg outs. And if you want to have some light weights, these are really light, just 1 pound. I would say 1 to 3 pounds while we're doing some arm exercises tonight. So let's go ahead and get started. Get my notes. We're going to start in a seated position. And I have my chair that I can actually touch the ground in. We've been painting and remodeling, and I'd put it away and I had to find it. So I found it. So let's just sit for a moment, and we're going to close our eyes down. I guess Tut's going to join us tonight. You're going to do some yoga tonight with us? I'm going to take my glasses off because I like to take them off when I'm doing some breathing exercises. And we're going to start with just some gentle, we're going to start with a deep breath in. We're going to inhale deeply and hold it for 1 or 2 counts. And then exhale deeply. And we're going to do 2 of those. And then we're just going to go into just a natural breathing. So let's close the eyes. Just any comfortable seated position before we start the breathing part. And this is an exercise that you can do anytime that you're feeling a little bit of stress or anxiety. It's just a mindful breathing exercise that helps to, it can help lower your heart rate, help with anxiety and stress. So you can do it throughout the day. No one might not even know what you're doing. They might just think you're just sitting in your chair with your eyes closed. So just think about the sounds that you hear around you at this time. And then take a moment to think about how you're sitting. Are you sitting up straight? Do you have good posture? Are you comfortable? I think I'm going to scoot just a little bit and kind of rest my back against the back of the chair since I'm doing a little kind of a mindfulness restorative moment here. Is there any particular part of your body that feels like it needs a little extra attention tonight? If so, when we're working on different areas, feel free to take and maybe massage that area or give it a special stretch or a twist, whatever your body feels that it needs. We call it yoga practice because we're all practicing. I am not an expert. I'm practicing in my own practice, and every day should be a little bit better. Okay, we're going to start with our deep breath in. So inhale to the count of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold it. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If I'm counting too slow or too fast, feel free to do your own counting. The next one will be silent. Inhale. And exhale if you haven't done so. And just start breathing normally. And then when you're ready, maybe just kind of wiggle your toes, and spread your fingertips, spread your toes, and rub the eyes just a moment, and then just start fluttering them open. I already feel stiller and my mind feels quieter. I kind of like to start with something like that because it gets me focused on what we're doing. I'm going to set my Fitbit to yoga. And then we're going to start with some chair warm-ups in our chair. And we're going to begin with the torso and the neck area tonight. So if you have your hand weights handy, you might want to get those handy. And we're just going to begin with, and I'm going to go ahead and hold my weights with some shoulder rolls up and down. And I'm just letting the weights just kind of fall down to the side. This is very little resistance, but it is a little bit of resistance. I unfortunately have 1 pound and then it goes to 5 pounds, and I felt like 5 pounds was too much for the yoga tonight. And then I have 8 pounds, and that's way too heavy for doing my yoga. So I wish I had a 3 pound weight, but I never could find a 3 pound weight. Once COVID hit, they were all gone. And we're going to do some shoulder shrugs up to the ears and just let it fall. Up, fall, up, fall, up, fall, up, fall. That feels good. I'm going to do one more. Up, down. And now we're going to just raise the arms up and swing the elbows down and out, down and out. We're lubricating the elbow joints here. And while you're doing this, sit up nice and straight. Pull in your abs, tighten your glutes. And then bring the arms straight out. And we're going to go up and down, up and down. When I come up, I'm having the weights meet on their ends, so the arms are facing forward. I guess it's the bottom of my arm is facing forward. Otherwise, if you're trying to do this, it's kind of awkward, especially if you have any shoulder issues. This is better for your shoulders because the arms are bending in a more natural state here. And then hold the arms up, and we're just going to bend back. Just a little bit of a tricep toner. And the class that I have prepared today is actually going to be targeting the upper back and the shoulders. And then we're going to bring that to stillness and let the arms just come down to the side and then around to the front. Take a nice deep breath. Exhale. And now we're going to rotate the wrist. And you can do it with or without the weights. If you have 3 pound weights, this might be too much for that. I think I'm going to do a figure 8. That feels good with the weights in my hand instead of just rotating. And I'm going to try to go backwards now. Oh, that was weird. I feel like my hands are little fishes swimming around. That's what it looks like on the monitor here. And then we'll bring that to stillness. I'm going to set the weights down. And then we're going to just take our fingers and we're going to spread them out wide. If you can, up there, you can see them up there. And then down And then spread, really spread. When you spread, tighten your glutes so you'll lift up a little bit on your chair and then relax. I'm going to bring my arms back down here. We could keep them up high. That's another just arm strengthener. I think I will. Tighten, 3, tighten, 4, last one, tighten, and tighten that means the glutes, the hands, the abs, and release. Whew. Shake your hands out. That feels good. Then we're going to, let's do a lion's breath. I don't have this on my notes, but I just feel like I need a lion's breath here. So for lion's breath, we are going to inhale. If you've never done it, you can watch first, and I'll do it 3 times. So you can either do it with me 3 times or watch once and then do it two times. You inhale. You bug your eyes out. I'll come up closer to the monitor so you can see, or to the camera. I won't be shy. So you inhale, bug your eyes, stick your tongue out, and as you exhale. This is especially good for toning the mouth, the tongue, the throat. It stimulates the thymus and the parathyroid and the thyroid gland, which is always a good thing. So here we go. And you kind of arch your back like a lion or a cat that's ready to attack or roar. Inhale. One more. Inhale. Oh yeah, that felt good. Got a little slobber on my chin though. I'm going to back up. I hope you enjoyed lion's breath. It's also one that kind of fires your body up, get your brain thinking, which is good. We're going to do our neck. We got to look at this because I've got our neck exercise. I got sidetracked on thinking about lion's breath there. So we're just going to take the chin and put it down to the chest, which is also helping to stimulate your thymus and your thyroid and parathyroid because you're putting a little massage here. And then we're just going to rotate over to the right like a tick-tock clock, swinging pendulum. There's 2, left, right, 3, center, left, center, right, 4, center, left, center, right, 5, center, left. And that is a safe way to kind of lubricate the neck. You don't want to ever tilt the neck back, bend it back like that. It's really bad for the cervicals. And now we are going to take our arms. We're going to bring the right arm across the chest, holding it with the left hand, and it's like I'm pulling my arm over. This is a very nice, gentle shoulder stretch, which also stretches a little bit of the upper back. And let's do 3 breaths here. On your last exhale, bring that down to stillness. Inhale and exhale the left arm over, release, stretching like you're trying to pull the arm over to the wall. I'm really making my left arm grow. And we're doing our 3 breaths. That's probably 2 breaths. Last one. And on your exhale, release. I felt like I stretched that one better. Now we're going to take our left hand, put it on our right elbow. Inhale the arm up. Now I have like a frame on my face. And I'm just reaching backwards with my hand. It's just kind of resting on my shoulder here. But this is getting a great tricep press. Don't put pressure on your head. And then release that down. Inhale the left arm up, holding it with the right. Same thing. Pat your back if you can. If you can't, just do the best you can of just getting your hand back as far as possible without overstretching. If you feel a pinch or pain in any of the poses, quit them and do a modified exhale down. And then we're going to inhale and exhale the arms back behind us so that they're resting on the back of the chair or just reaching back as far as they can. It's kind of like Superman, da-da-da-da, flying through the air. Or maybe grasshopper wings. Let's take and do a little pulse here. Pulse. And then exhale to the front. And then we're going to inhale, both arms up, cross them over, and pat ourselves on the back. Exhale. Recross with the other arm in front. Same thing, pat. This feels awkward this way. The one side will probably feel more natural than the other. And 2 or 3 breaths here, and then exhale, release. Now we're going to stand up, and this will be yogi's choice. You can have your hands on the back of the chair. I'm going to turn my chair this way so you can see. I might come up here a little bit. So it can be on the back of the chair. We're going to do a standing tabletop because this is chair yoga and we're not going to be down on the ground. So just get so that you, if you're doing if this is how your back bends, this is how it bends. If you cannot get up out of your chair, you can just sit in your chair and pretend that you're holding on something. Stretching the arms straight out. Have the feet at a nice 90-degree angle and just really stretching. And that's going to really stretch this upper back. Or you can, if you're a little more flexible, you can have your hands down here in the seat of the chair for tabletop. This is the one I'm going to do. I'm going to make sure I've got a sequence here that we're going to do. So we're in a standing tabletop. And as I like to do if I'm on the mat, is I like to take a few wiggles. Like I'll just do like a C side stretch, which is my hips and my head are moving in the same direction. Right now I'm looking over the left. My hips are swinging to the left. And I'm going to swing to the right. We're swinging tonight, swinging away. We'll do about 3 on each side. There's 2. If you feel that you need a different wiggle, feel free to do that. And here's my last one on the left. I started on the left instead of the right because of how my chair was set up, but that's okay. That feels good. Now a little cat-cow. So inhale up, exhale down. Remember when you're doing cat-cow, try not to overextend your spine. So I'm going to inhale, exhale. When I do cow, my head is gently coming up, not crunching my neck back, but because of the curve and the spine, the head naturally will raise up a little bit. Inhale, cat. Exhale, cow. And I'm trying to keep my low back stable. I'm trying not to move that. I'm just moving the upper back because we're doing an upper back and shoulder workout. Now we're going to do a standing thread the needle. And how we do that is we're going to bring our right hand to the center of the chair. And as we inhale, we're going to lift the left arm up and we're going to look up. And if you are seated, you will just do this. It's just a gentle movement. I'll show it from this side. So my left arm now is out and I'm bringing the right arm up and looking up, following the gaze with, following my eyes. My eyes are following my hand as it's gazing up and then back down. And then for the eye of the needle, you will come down and look underneath the left arm. Just a very gentle movement. For those on the chair, here we go. And I'm going to start with the right hand is in the center, so left hand will be coming up. We're going to do 3 of these. Inhale. And exhale. As you exhale over, you can come down with your head onto the chair or you can stay up high. Whatever is in your body. I'm going to stay here because this is better for my low back. You can bend your knees a little bit. Inhale up. Hold it. And I'm actually putting a little bit more weight on the right foot as I'm looking up to the left. That way your spine is not getting stressed. Exhale down. And hold it. Tighten your glutes. Pull your abs in. Inhale up. This is our last one. And just some nice gentle breaths here as we pause. On your next exhale, thread your needle through. And each time I've felt more comfortable to come down. When I'm looking to the left, there's more weight on my left leg. If I stand evenly, it kind of stresses my lower lumbar. And if your wrists are bothering, let's stand up and kind of rotate our wrist out. My wrist is starting to be a little sore there. We're going to come back down with the left hand now centered. We're going to inhale the right arm up and hold it at the top with just regular breathing. On your next exhale, thread your needle. And again, here, I'm going to stay up. My next 2 on my head might come down further. We'll see. Inhale up. And hold it. Don't hold your breath, though. On your next exhale, thread the needle. Yes. I'll loosen up each time I bend. And I'm holding it, just breathing naturally. Inhale up. And exhale down. On your next exhale, over. Oh yeah, that feels really good. I always like eye of the needle, thread the needle, and inhale back into your tabletop. Ooh, that felt good. Oh, excuse me. Now we're going to do, it's called puppy dog pose or melting heart pose. And I I've done it on the mat. I could not find anything in the chair, so I just made it up how to do it in the chair. I think it'll work. Well, I've tried it and it does work. So how we're going to do that is we're going to bring our hands up, and so that they can, my arms are going through the back of the chair and I'm coming on my forearms. And then I'm going to step back just a little bit and I'm going to bend my knees. And I'm just going to bring my forehead down to the chair. If you are not that flexible, if you're standing up here, you will be bringing your head. You can put your arms across the back of the chair. Just don't tip it over and just rest your head here. And we're going to try to melt our heart down. So that would just be like, I'm just relaxing the shoulders and letting the chest sink down low. I think you can see how that is, as opposed to being even like this would be more like a child's pose, which we're going to do that too. And I'm sinking it down. If you are sitting in the chair and you cannot or don't feel like getting up, you can just have your arms out. Well, let's bend them this way and just tip forward and sink your heart down. It'd be kind of like you're doing a forward fold. You won't get as much stretch through the upper back, but you're still getting a nice stretch through the spine. Okay, now that I've given you the basics, we're going to do 2 more of melting heart. And we want to keep our tailbone pointing towards the ceiling. If you're sitting in the chair not getting up, it will be, the tailbone is pointing straight out to the wall. And that will keep your lumbar from getting overstretched. Here we are. Just get down into your melting heart pose. I'm going to have to take my glasses off, I think. Better put them down. Better not put them on the floor because I'll step on them. Put them right there on my block. If you have a block or a pillow, you can even bring that down here. It actually feels really good. And my arms are just outstretched. My tailbone is pointing up towards the ceiling. My forehead is resting comfortably. And my heart is melting down into the chair or towards the floor. I'm just going to hold it here. On your next exhale, bring yourself back up in the tabletop. I'm going to do a little cat to counteract the melting heart. Upper back bend that melting heart makes that upper back do. Kind of counterbalance it. We'll do 1 more. Inhale. Bringing the arms, forearms down, forehead on the mat, stretching my arms out as far as I can, and melting the heart down towards the mat with the tailbone heading up towards the ceiling. You can bend your knees to relieve any hamstring stress. And again, don't do it if you feel pain from it. Back off. Come back up to a higher degree where you feel a little something but not overdone. Come back up in the tabletop. And you probably have saw a puppy dog where they stretch out and they got their hind legs up and their whole chest is on the floor. That's why it's called that, because the heart is coming down to the floor, melting heart. Now, we're going to come down to a child's pose in the chair. If you're standing on the back of the chair because of flexibility or other issues, you can just, like I said earlier, bring your arms on the back of the chair. Just don't put your weight so you fall over, and just rest your head on your arms. I'm just going to stay here. You can do it in the seat. It wouldn't be quite as comfortable, and you'd have to be pretty flexible to do that. If you're sitting in the chair, I will demonstrate that on the next round. On your next exhale, switch the arm that was on the bottom to the top. If you are remaining seated, just take your arms into a cross and just bend forward with your head, and your arms are pressing into the ridge of your eye socket, or on your forehead, right above the eye socket. And why you want to do that is because putting that pressure on the forehead will calm your mind. And then exhale and release. And if you ever saw a kid that's really stressed, sometimes they'll just go, oh. And something about just that pressure up here, that's why it's good to wear an eye mask at night, because it calms your mind down. It can immediately calm it down. So we've done child's pose. We're going to come back up to tabletop. And you can be doing this on the back of the chair. If you're seated and you're not getting up, we're going to come into a down dog in the chair. So you would step your feet back. And this time your elbows are straight. And your head's just going to be in between the elbows. So I'm pushing myself back so that my head is just in between my arms. And if you are in the chair, you can stretch your feet out so that you have the same shape as a down dog, and just stretch. Pick your pose where you want to be. I'm going to do it from here. And then on the back of the chair, you're just up higher. And the main thing to remember in the standing down dog, or the down dog chair pose, is that you want your tailbone going up towards the ceiling. So in order to do that, you have to kind of bend over, or you're going to pick something up, which then brings the head in between the arms and relaxes the neck. And you may have to have the knees bent, which does look more like a dog. They got crooked legs. On your next exhale, walk your feet forward. Stand up slowly. Arms up. One more time. Hands into the chair. Step back into your down dog. And this time we're going to raise our toes up and down, or one toe at a time, 1 foot at a time. Raise the heels up and down. That's called walking the dog. And if you're you're feeling particularly energetic, you can do a three-legged dog. And if your wrists are getting tired, you can come down to your forearms. I think I'll do that for three-legged dog because it does put a lot of pressure on your wrists. So I'm going to raise my right leg up. My knee is bent. My foot is heading straight up towards the ceiling. And I'm just going to pulse up about 5 times. And then I'm going to just circle my right leg. And then reverse. My foot is staying in a flex position. And then bring that down to stillness. Walk your legs out. And repeat with the left foot. If you don't want to do that and you just want to stay in down dog, stay there and come up into tabletop slowly and then raise up slowly so you don't get dizzy. I've got my left foot up into three-legged dog. Pulse, 2, 3, 4, 5. Circle, which is a good hip opener. 3, 4, 5. Reverse, 2, 3, 4, 5. Really draw the abs in. Step your foot down. Walk up slowly. Take a nice breath. Let it out. Bend your knees. And slowly roll up to mountain pose. What's next? Yes. So in mountain pose, I'm going to move my blocks out of the way. If you have a band or something stretching, you can put that around your ankles. If you don't, you can just do isometric. I should keep this here for balance. So in mountain pose, I'll put it to the side so you can see. Then we're just going to stand up on our toes and down. If you don't need your chair, don't have to use it. We'll do 10 of these. That's 3, 4, 5. You can bring your feet out if you have a resistance band on. 6, which then also is exercising the outside muscles. 9, 10. And then I'm going to just gently touch my chair because with the resistance band, well, I guess I could do it without it. But if you want to hold on to your chair, we're going to do 10 of these. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to go to the other side. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you can do this if you're seated in a chair and can't or don't want to get up. You can just do these things in the chair. If you have one leg or both legs that are immobile, you can put it on your arms and do it with your arms. I should have said that at the beginning. Now we're going to do a backward, which is good for our glute. You can't see my feet here. We got here. There we go. And my feet are just putting a little bit of pressure so that the resistance band is not falling. And then I'm going to bring my right foot back behind and stretch it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then do the left leg. And I'm going to demonstrate what you could be doing if you are just sitting in your chair. You can be doing these. When you have finished with 10 back, then we're going to go 10 forward. And you can reverse that. If you don't have a band, just do an isometric type where you're just really squeezing the muscles in the leg of whichever direction. You should be going forward on the left leg now. I'm just really tightening this whole muscle as I go up, pretending that there's something holding it. It's like I'm pushing and pretending that something's pulling it back. So whichever way you did your leg exercises, they all work for the good. Okay, now we're going to go into a high crescent lunge. So you can keep your hands back here on the chair. You can do your crescent lunge sitting in the chair. We'll be stepping the right leg back. And you can just lift up a little bit off of the chair, or you can just stay seated on the chair and then the arms come up. I'll do the first one on the chair. So here we are, and high crescent lunge in the chair and not getting out of the chair. Inhale. Raise up a tiny bit. I'm not really off of it, but I've got my weight so that I'm using my leg muscles. And exhale down. I'll do one just standing. If you cannot move that leg or one of the legs, just move your arms and think in your mind stretching. Step back with the right leg. The left leg bends so that the knee is over the ankle. And you inhale, the arms up. High lunge. Really trying to kind of squat down. And bring the right foot to meet the left. One more time on this side. Inhale. Step back. And that foot, the right foot, is at a 45-degree angle. I'm lunging my left knee over my right ankle. Inhale up. And the higher that you can get your arms up, bending the back, which is it's an upper body back bend. We're doing back bends. That's kind of impressive. That's the crescent part. And on your next exhale, hands down, right foot forward, shake it out. And we'll stand here in Tadasana for just a moment. We're going to do 3 breaths up, bending the knees and arms all the way up to the ceiling. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale. And now we're going to go to the left side for that lunge. And I'll do the first one standing, and then I'll do one in the chair. And you can use your chair to help balance, or you don't have to if you don't think you need it. So you're going to inhale, exhale the left leg back. The foot's at a 45-degree angle. Bend the right knee. That's the lunge. And I'm facing forward. I want my hips as forward as possible. In other words, don't be twisting so that the hips are going out that way. And if you are putting your hands upright, your hips will be following that. So inhale the arms up. Float back into a nice crescent. Hold it. You should really feel that in the quad. On your next exhale, straighten your legs and bring the arms down. I will do one in the chair. Oh, I think I have to be facing this way to do that leg. That's all right. Yeah, I'm stepping back with the right foot. Sorry. Okay. So I'm going to sit here. My left leg is going back. And I'm going to inhale. Exhale up. I still have contact with the chair, but my weight isn't on the chair. And again, if you do not have mobility with your leg for whatever reason, just do the arm and the crescent lean back. On your next exhale, bring it back to center. Bring the left leg back up to meet the right. That's one. I'm going to do that one standing up with you. So inhale. Exhale the left leg back. Bring the right knee over the right foot. I think I did it. I think I did the same side the whole time. I hope that you switched. When I turned it around, I got confused. Really feel this quad is working a lot. On your next exhale, bring the left up to meet the right and shake it out. It's all good. We're practicing, right? All practice. Practice with clarity of what you can do and not what others can do. Oh, let's stay standing up. It's starting to warm up in here. I don't know about you guys, but when I first started, I had been sitting because I was writing some stuff out that I had to do, some paperwork. And I was kind of cold, but now I'm really warming up. Our next pose is airplane pose. And we will hold it for 3 breaths. And I'll just show you what airplane pose is, and then we can do it all together. And airplane pose, and if you want to use your chair for balance, that's probably a good idea. Depending on how I'm feeling, I may or may not be able to do it. I'm going to get on my mat. It's a little stickier for my grip. I'm going to inhale. Take the pressure off of my right foot. I've got it peeled up so that I'm just kind of on my toe. Bring that out and bring my arms out straight. And exhale to standing. That is a good balance pose. If you're doing it in the chair, you can do just take your right leg back for your second one. Keep standing if you're good at standing. And we're going to inhale the arms up. The leg is going to come up and out. We're going to bend over. And it is a little bit of a balance challenge, staying on the chair and not falling. Exhale up. If you can't move your leg for some reason, just bend and balance with your arms. For your last one, and exhale up. Bring your legs to meet each other. And now I'm going to do my other ones on the other side standing. Remember what I said if you're sitting, how to do it. We're going to, this time that will be the left leg peeling off the floor and coming out straight and arms out straight. Inhale. Lifting my toe up. Getting my balance. Exhaling. If this is where you get with your airplane, this is fine. And out as straight as you can. And inhale up slowly, bringing the left leg up to meet the right. Shake it out. And here we go. 2 more. Inhale. As the left leg is coming up, I'm getting my balance. Exhale into your airplane pose. If you need to touch your chair like I just did, feel free to do that. This is my bad side. And then slowly come up. I'm going to turn my chair around this way. I should get my pole out. I have trouble with this hip, and it has affected the strength in this leg, and standing on it really, I'm hoping is helping to strengthen it since I've had this injury. So we're going to inhale, pulling your foot up. The toe is now just barely touching. Exhaling, the legs coming up. Swooning over. I swooned over too far. And exhaling the left leg to meet the right, bringing the arms around. Anyway, my husband hurt his back and he had a hernia, and we've been remodeling and moving things, and I carried a box way too heavy down and almost fell down the stairs, and I did something to my back. So that's what happened to me. Don't carry heavy boxes down the stairs by yourself. I knew I shouldn't have done it, but I did it anyway. Now we're going to just do some squats, gentle squats and mountain pose. So we're going to inhale, bend the knees, exhale, and just squat. It's like going into a chair pose. We're not going into a deep one. You can if you want. And if you need to be close to your chair, I'll turn it sideways. You can do chair pose from sitting, and you can just lift up and then back down. So that's another chair pose. It's just like you're going to get up, and we're going to hold it there. I'm just a few inches off of the chair, and then slowly come back down. These are muscles that we need if we want to be able to be mobile. We're going to do one more good one. You have the chair in front of you if you want. Inhale. Make sure you're bending those knees. Exhale. into chair pose. Like there's a chair behind us and we're going to sit down. And exhale up. Ooh, that was good. Let's do a few side to sides in our Tadasana. So I'm just going to take my right hand, let it come down my right leg. Our left hand is going to come up and over. And come all the way up. We'll let that float down. And we're going to go to the left. Inhale. Left hand down, right arm up and over. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more on each side. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, over. And I'm looking straight ahead, so I'm not straining my neck. Inhale up. Exhale down. I'm going to turn to the back of the camera so you can see that my neck is, or maybe I'll just, I think go sideways. So you can see my neck is staying straight in line with my back. Last one for the right and then the left. Inhale. Left arm up. I forgot to say exhale over. Already did it. So go exhale over. If you're holding your breath, don't turn purple. Inhale up. Exhale down. Last one on the left with the right arm coming up. Inhale up. Exhale over. Inhale up. Exhale down. And we're going to sit down into our chair. We did a lot of standing, but we didn't get on the mat, so it's still basically chair yoga. We used our chair for holding and balancing and for our support in case we needed it, and our pretend let's sit down into it. Now we're going to do a little side twist. Anytime you do any kind of a back bend type exercise, you should always do the side stretches and then a twist. So I'm going to inhale, exhale my right arm back. My left hand is just gently resting on my right thigh, and I'm just twisted. My hips and legs are still facing forward. I'm twisting through the torso. On your next exhale, return to center. That felt really good. I just felt several little pops in my back. Inhale, exhale, twist to the left. On your next exhale, return to center. And I think it's probably been about an hour. I didn't look at the clock when I first started, but I think it's almost there. So we're going to end with just some knee ups, knees to the side, and knees or foot straight out, hand to foot, hand to big toe. And then we'll close our eyes down and do the breathing exercise again. So scoot back in your chair so that you have some support for your back. And we're going to inhale our knee up. I'm holding behind my knee. And as you exhale, try to pull it up into your chest. This is really good for digestion, massaging the internal organs and the abdominal cavity. And then exhale that down. Inhale up. Exhale into the chest or into the abdominal cavity. Exhale down. One more. Inhale up. Exhale into the abdominal cavity. That's where you're really getting the pressure in there. And then as you're breathing with the knee up into the abdominal cavity, it's giving a gentle massage. On your next exhale, lower that down. You're going to go to the left side. Inhale the knee up. Exhale into the cavity. And then just 3 nice gentle breaths. Exhale that down. 2 more. Inhale up. Exhale into knee to chest. And 3 gentle breaths. Where that leg gets heavy, doesn't it? On your next exhale, lower it. This is also good for strengthening your arms. Inhale up. Exhale, knee to chest. 3 gentle breaths. On your next exhale, lower it. And then we're going to sit forward a little bit. We're going to do 3 knees out. 1, 2, 3. Place that foot back down. Lift the left foot up. To the left. 1, 2, 3. And then hand big toe. 1, 2, 3. Left side. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. And hold it. Exhale down. Inhale up. Hold. And if you can't lift your leg for whatever reason, you can always just do the arm movements. Exhale down, which is always really good because that also gets the blood flowing and the oxygen moving faster in your body, bringing more oxygen in to nourish yourself. So let's close our eyes down again. And again, listen to the sounds that are around you. I think the wind must have died down because earlier I could hear my wind chimes. I don't hear that now. I just hear the ticking clocks. They're really loud. And then just assess, how does your body feel now compared to how it felt before you started? Mine feels a lot warmer. I feel a lot more calmer. My brain's not ticking off 100,000 things right now like it was before I started of what I was going to do, this and that. I'm trying to keep that out of my head for a little bit longer. And then just go into your normal, regular, before we go into the normal, regular breathing, we're going to take 2 deep breaths and 2 deep exhales. Inhale. Hold it. And exhale. Really try to expel all of the oxygen in your lungs. That's very good for the lungs and the bronchioles, and the whole abdominal chest cavity. One more deep inhale, very slowly. Hold it. And exhale very slowly. Just return to regular breath. Praise yourself for coming to class and doing some movement. Even if you didn't do all of the moves, if you did some of them, give yourself credit for that. If you did all of them, give yourself credit for that. If you had to modify, give yourself credit for that, for thinking. Let's bring our hands together, rub them gently to bring some energy and warmth. Press it into our heart center. And I thank you for joining the Clarity Yoga class tonight. I ask that you honor the light in others as I honor the light in you. Namaste. And I forgot to read about clarity. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I kind of did it opposite. Clarity is to clear your perceptions free of confusion. Focus on intent and straightforward expression. See the world as it is without your projections, judgments, and assumptions. Every now and then, it's good to stop climbing and appreciate the view from right where you are. And that is a quote by Lori Deschen. Again, thank you. I appreciate feedback, suggestions. I'm open to suggestions, kind ones, but they can be something you like, didn't like, but use kind words, please. Have a good night.